So the little duck that I thought was going to die, that I put into the hospital um, or last week, and then took her out a couple of days ago. Well, 3 in the morning actually, when I rescued the other duck, uh, I found her dead in the barn. But the other duck that was at the water station, that I got two emails from people saying that there was Bentley was having his way. I looked at her legs, and I think she was the duck that walked like Dot does. She had a real stiff walk to her, like she was having problems. And I think that was the duck. And I think what happened is the drakes the last couple days had worked her over, and she was weak. That's what I'm thinking. Um, and that, because there's no way a little tiny duck like Bentley could do that to a big duck. It doesn't make sense, because Bentley's like so small. He's like a mosquito, you know. He's like on and off. He's so tiny. Man, my throat. It's getting better, but I'm it's slow. It's so slow. Yes, Craig. That's what I'm saying. She was in bad condition before Bentley even got to her. I think the last couple days in the pen, locked up because of the rain and me being sick and the fox and all that kind of stuff. Uh, I think that that was the problem. I know one thing. I got 8 drakes in the shed, and today's weather just sucks, folks. It sucks bad. I just walking around the outside. My hands are frozen. My arms are frozen. No, Stephanie, not a good night. Oh, great. 4 degrees today and rain. Oh, that's not a good temperature. Oh, but Sunday's going to be sunny and no rain. I might hold off till then. Well, because they're calling for rain all day today. And nothing more unenjoyable than butchering ducks when it's rain all day. Yeah, all day. The whole day. Oh. Well, it's not the end of the world that they're in the building. We'll see. I'm just looking at the different temperature options here, and it's the same thing everywhere. All the internet stations are saying the same thing. But Sunday is sunny. A sunny day would be so much better. I just realized, folks, today's Friday. I didn't know that. Oh, my life is a blur. Friday, yeah, it's Friday. Oh, boys, okay. Any eggs in the hospital are garbage, anyways, because of the antibiotics. No. Oh, Gloria, I'm telling you, this is it's like I don't have a fever, but I have no energy whatsoever. Like none. It's unbelievable. It's like there's some kind of sucking sound on me. Oh, it's time change weekend too. Oh, great. So not only, well, the day's gonna end real early, so I better start early on Sunday if I gotta do 8 ducks in, eh? With no plucker. Was I gonna skin them anyways because they're too old to keep as roasted ducks? Deb. Oh, Deb, you're bad. I think it's the little duck that had the walking problem, similar to what Dot has. Because Dot, you know how Dot is really, she walks really, really stiff. She's got hip problems. I think it's that same, because her legs were really, really thick. You know? Yes, Deb, I agree with you. If you're going to go, why not go feeling good? I agree with you. Hello, Inga. You know, and the ironic part is yesterday was a perfect day to do what I had to do. But I was, oh man, after I did the feed run, unloaded the truck, I'm telling you. But, you know, this is working because the dog meds, they are working. I don't have I don't have the soreness when I swallow anymore. That's almost completely gone. But I would say my voice is weak because if I talk too much, uh, I find afterwards my throat hurts, but doesn't hurt as in my Adam's apple hurts when I swallow. It just hurts. You know what it's like, folks? It's almost like I got an infection in my voice box. I've got some kind, I don't know if it was strep throat, but I have some kind of infection got into my throat. I don't know if it's strep or not. It's definitely an infection in my throat, but because I self-medicated myself, I don't really know for sure. I'm not a doctor. But I'll tell you an interesting story. A little princess. Oh, I just heard his caller. Oh, he doesn't realize I'm talking on the camera and that he could have a treat. 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 Do you want a treat? I don't think he can't hear me. He is bad. So yesterday, on the way back from the feed store, I stopped at kind of Keith's place because I saw his lights on in his shop when I drove by to come home, and I stopped in there, and he had a mouse. Well, he has many mice actually because his shop door's open all the time. But a mouse went into the wall of the shop, and Doug found it, and he was just going crazy. And Keith was laughing because he thought it was sort of cute that Doug was so interested in this spot on the wall. And I kept calling Doug back, and because I can't talk very loud, I had to grab him and pull him. And I said, Keith, you don't want Doug doing this. And I said, he'll rip the wall right off. And Keith goes, no, no, no. Anyways, we sat down, and Doug kept sneaking back, and I kept going over there, grabbing him because I can't yell. I tried getting Keith to yell, but he doesn't have very good lungs to yell. He couldn't yell for me to get Doug's attention. So I dragged Doug back a couple times and made him lay down, and it looked like he had forgotten about the mouse. Then all of a sudden he just sort of slithers away, and Keith got up, went over, and he didn't come back right away from the back end of the shop, and I'm wondering, like, I hear all this noise and I hear boxes and stuff rustling around, and I'm like, okay, what the hell's going on back there behind the furnace? And I go back into the furnace room, and there's Keith standing there watching Doug rip the wall off. Doug was eating the wall. He was ripping chunks of it off, and Keith's standing there watching, laughing at this. I said, I'm not fixing your wall, man. I told you the dog would do this. Don't let him do this. And he goes, it's sort of funny. I'm like, you know, the dog just probably created like 2 hours worth of work to fix the wall over a mouse. Like, which if you leave it alone, the mouse would have came out. But he couldn't believe how strong Doug was, that he could just with his mouth grab pieces of the wall and just rip it off. It was like, well, sort of like, you know how when a chipmunk, oh, there's Princess. You know how when a chipmunk gets behind the feed pile? You've seen that, where I've done videos cleaning up messes where, you know, he's taken five, you know, well, they're 80-pound bags and they're 40-pound bags, 40 of them, like 4,000 pounds of feed in the corner, and he pulls them all out and rips the bags all the crap, you know, getting in there, try to get at the chipmunk. Like, he goes absolutely nuts when it's time to kill something. It's like, uh, but he found it quite interesting, amusing. He found it amusing that the dog was ripping chunks of his wall off in his shop. I laughed right then. I said, I'm taking the dog home. He's going to end up destroying the shop if I leave him here. So the bad news this morning, folks, is that we had a little distressed duck that I got 2 emails. I'm late today, folks, because I can't believe how much I slept. I bet you I almost slept 11 hours without even. I never woke up once. When I woke up, I thought it was like about 7, and I looked at the clock and it was 8:54. Oh, I slept solid, like absolutely never woke up once last night. Oh, so the emails told me that we had a problem. So I went on stream one, saw the dead duck. But like I said that I think that little duck is the one that walked like Dot. She had the stiff leg problem. I think that's her. And the other duck is the one that I knew was going to die because she's been hanging by herself. And she's the one that I put into the hospital there last week, and I took her out the other night because I thought, she was all right, but she kept hanging around by herself. So something was wrong with her, and she was just leaving us on her own. So she's probably, if we probably would have let her out, she probably would have, drifted off somewhere, gone for a little bit of a stroll on her own, and just passed away. So, anyways, 2 dead females this morning. But the drakes are not going back to the flock. I can't believe how big those drakes are, folks. My God, they were. It's a real shame. They're out of 8 drakes, 6 of them are absolutely, well, they're potential heart attack victims. They're so big. They're like absolutely massive. I can't believe the size of them. I was shocked when I caught them in the net, and then I had to pick them up. They were like, I bet you dressed. They're like 7.5, 8 pounds of duck, clean duck. That's a big duck. Like it is, like I pretty close to the same weight as a goose. Massive drakes. It's a real shame. Like I'm having a real hard time deciding what to do here because that they're like the prime breeding stock. But the problem is that they can't live with the females. That's the problem. Like they just can't. It's just not. It's not fair to the females. You know. Spotted duck in the barn. I don't understand. I don't understand that comment. You know what's really weird? On the app here, I got no comments. I have to go on the on my PC here to get the comments in the browser. I don't understand what you're saying. Spotted duck in barn. Broker ribs. They don't have ribs. it's like they don't have ribs. The carcass is it's a solid piece on their chest. If they broke a rib, it would be like a massive break. It'd be like breaking them in half. Yeah. Anyways, 2 dead females. Anyways, the drakes, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, animals are notorious for mating dead animals. They have no problem with that. No, I haven't done the census book yet, Michael. I'm going to be doing a spreadsheet because we've got a problem with the census. Um, According to the census book, there was 4 drakes passed away this year, but only 2 did because there's 8 left. So my census is a little bit off. So I got to do a spreadsheet and try to figure out. We'll try to correct it, and then I'm going to do a count this fall and this month actually, and get an actual count and see how bad off my census is. But I got to do a spreadsheet and figure it out because it's a mess. I kept writing down dates and names, breeds and sexes, what I assumed were sexes of the ones that I found this year. Anyways, I'm just trying. I would like to do some drakes in, but I'm really I don't know what to do. We need a third building. That's what we need. That's what we need, a third building for the drakes, which is just impossible. It's not possible. Winter's coming, and winter here, anybody that's watched the show here, winter is extreme. You don't do anything temporary here for the wintertime. Either you get ready or you die. Oh. Oh, good morning, Jasmine. Yes, Inga. There's 2 female ducks in the shed in the hospital on the other side of the divider. Oh, there's the divider between them and the drakes. The drakes can't get at them. Oh, and the egg you see is probably rolled through from the female side. Everything that's on the drake side are drakes, absolutely for sure. I put them there yesterday. I can tell ducks apart on the sexes. I've been doing this long enough. I'm pretty good at it. I don't make when they're alive. When they're alive, when they're dead, it's a little more difficult to figure out what they are. When they're all white ducks, no ganders need to go. No, all the geese are keepers. All the geese, they're my buddies. They come to see me every day. They drive me nuts. Oh my God, do they ever drive me nuts? If you had a problem with noise, those geese, you just don't want them as your friend. Yeah, it's unbelievable, folks. Every single time I go near that pen, they come over to me and just scream at me. It's like if you were if you were like if you were like had fear of animals, you would think that you were about to get attacked by the geese. If you had like any kind of fear, because they come over and you'd think that they're about to attack you. It's like, but they're just coming over to say hello in a very, very loud way. It's like, God, is it loud? Crazy loud, actually. People say it's going to be colder. It's cold every year, Gail. I don't care what they say. I don't know if they could beat last year, Gail. We last year, um, um, I have to say last winter was probably one of the coldest winters we've had in a long time because don't forget we had, and a lot of people probably forget this, but we had 22-day lockdown. Remember that? 22 days in a row of lockdown. Like I remember when it hit, it was like winter for 22 days solid. Everybody was locked up. So a 22-day lockdown, I'd have to say that's pretty well the peak of the coldest winter we've had in a while. Well, the coldest since I've had ducks, anyways. So it's going to be, it's going to have to top that. Usually lockdowns are like 3, 4 days tops, not 22 days solid. So, yeah, I've had the geese since they were 3 days old. That's when I got them. They were 3 days old when they landed here from California. They're not illegal immigrants. They didn't come in like in a caravan, but they did come in on a flight. But it wasn't a government sponsored flight. It was a private flight. They were sponsored immigrants, is what they were. Nope, there wasn't a lot of snow here. My God, everybody forgets what last winter was like. Last winter was not much snow and really cold. Oh, really cold. We didn't have much snow here at all yet last winter. I think my neighbor only blew my driveway twice. No, yeah, I'm glad I have a bigger barn for this locked house. It makes it a lot easier. Yeah. Hello, Marvin. I'm gonna get my act together here. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do here. It's not a nice day. Plus, I don't know. I hate this. Anytime I have to thin down something like this, I always, I don't know if I procrastinate. Um, like I don't know. Or I doubt my decision. Maybe that's it. I doubt my decision on what I got to do. I know I got to do it because it's the right thing to do in the situation, but it's like they're 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 just that they're just prime animals. Out of like, there's 8 drakes. There's only 2 of them that honestly that I don't have a problem with because they're really small. But it's the other ones I don't know. The I just they're so big. They can't be around females. That's the problem. Like they literally can't live with females. They're that big. They're just like they're sex machines. That's all they're good for. Is they need to be they need to live they need to live on their own, away from everybody, and only be introduced to females when it's time to mate, and then they have to be removed because they're so big. They're just gonna hurt everything. I just don't believe how big they are. It's like they're absolutely massive. You know. Well, I don't know. Do monk ducks have sex, Connie? I don't think monks are allowed to have sex. Oh. Yeah, I know what you mean, Deb. Drakes can be a problem. Little drakes are not bad. It's the big ones like this are bad. Well, that's the problem. It's the big ones, and they're so big, folks. I think they're massive, massive. Like they're really, really big, big bird. Oh, I know. I just hate these decisions like this. It I know. I know it's the right thing to do. The females need it. They're in rough shape. They're getting beaten on too much. What do I think about Russia? I love Russia. We used to have a Russian coder that worked for us, and he used to do CGI penguins. Haven't talked to him in a long time, though. Oh, he was good at those CGI penguins. It was a big job keeping the penguin show going, and he did a pretty good job. Yeah. I think in next week's getting pretty close to the garden situation here. The weather's still holding off. The old carrots and beets are going. It's going to be interesting how sweet they're going to be. Oh, Deb, the female ducks are constantly doing that lesbian action. I see it all the time where it's a dominant thing where they get on top of each other and they're like it is. I see it all the time. It's just you just shake your head and you're like, oh, you crazy females. What is the weather in America? I don't know. It's wet and cold here in Canada though. It's like right now it's like 3 degrees Celsius. 4 degrees Celsius, and drizzling. It's just lovely weather to be outside and catch a chill. So, you know, Princess. He's. I think he's starting to realize. Oh, what about treats? Would you like a treat? Would you like a treat? You would, eh? Do you want a treat? What do you want a treat? Come on up and say hi. Come on. Come on. Come here. No, eh? You're not going to jump up unless there's a treat involved, eh? Oh, yep. Now he's looking at the pantry. All right, where's the bag of treats that are open? He's pushing his nose against the door, folks. Oh, we have so much to choose from. We're gonna go back and these are right at my height. I don't have to get up. Doug is not a big dog. He's a little dog. Hey, Doug, you're just a little dog, eh? Aren't you? He is. He's just a tiny little thing. The video makes him look big. The ears up, eh? I'm very interested right now. Doug. Oh, now you'll come up, eh? See, he's just a little dog. See? Oh, Doug. And you know what, Deb? It doesn't matter. Even one male to 7 to 10 females doesn't work. It doesn't work. Like I said, you got to keep your drakes away from your females, or it ain't gonna work. Because we only had, well, we got a 1 to 10 ratio here. I got at least 80 females, and I only had 8 drakes, and we were, the females were getting killed because what happens is they don't understand that they have their own 10 to play with, and they all pick on the same ones. Oh, Doug. Oh, foot on the table. No feet on the tables. That's a ball, you. Oh, the slobber. It says that it promotes dental hygiene in the package, okay? So it says promotes dental hygiene. I don't know how it could promote dental hygiene when he literally swallows them. Because he takes only like a couple snaps on them and then boom, they're gone. I don't think these are meant for like little dogs. I think they're meant for miniature dogs. It's less than 30 seconds. Doug, I think it's 64 kilos. Whatever 140 pounds is. I think it's 63 kilos. I know one thing. If there was a medical emergency and I had to lift him up to take him somewhere, I'd be dragging him. Hey, Doug, you're like a little horse. Actually, at the vet hospital, I saw the ultimate little what you call it, gurney for a dog, for Doug's size. It was like a lay on the floor like thing gurney. I guess that's it, lay on the floor gurney. But one end of it had wheels, so that you could lift it up and move it by yourself. I thought that was the ultimate. When I saw it, well, they put Doug on it when he had to get his what you call it, his his rear end re-stitched up there 2 weeks ago, and they sedated him on the floor, and they brought this thing out, and I said, that, I'm thinking, that's the thing you need to own, or make one, in case you ever need to, rescue your dog that you cannot lift. Because, if they're in trouble, and they become officially dead weight, so at 140 pounds of dead weight, it don't move. Well, I know what he's like in bed, and it's like Velcro to the bed. You can't move him. You actually have to get out of bed to move him. As you can tell, he's very interested in the treats. I think the only way that this would clean the plaque off his teeth is if you gave him the whole bag. My God, dog, you love these, don't you? Right? Anyways, I'm gonna say goodbye, get my breakfast habit, and give my voice a rest here, and figure out what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna do it, what I'm gonna do with these drakes, or how I'm gonna do it, what I'm gonna deal with. I don't know. I'm at a loss here, but I don't think something's gotta happen. And I know one thing for sure, absolutely, the drakes cannot be with the females. So I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. I'm thinking the only place the drakes are gonna be is in my freezer, destined for a big giant spaghetti sauce in the form of duck burger. I'm thinking that's what's gonna happen. Oh. I'm gonna let Geese go. Oh, curious about Jasmine's idea. What, does Jasmine have an idea? I haven't seen an idea. I'm gonna give Doug one more. I wish I had the energy to dig fence posts, because that means I would be healed. All right, let me check my email. Jasmine says she sent an email with an idea. Let's see what the idea is. I'm downloading my email right now. Someone sent me a picture at 6 megabytes or something. Somebody sent a big attachment. It's going slow. I think maybe because I'm burning up my bandwidth here right now. We're running 7 streams. So we'll have another we'll have a chat of coffee here, and Doug will continue to watch the treat bag. You notice how attentive he is, He is not this attentive normally. Okay, we're at 4 megabyte on the download here. We're getting close. It's 6.16. So I can't believe how slow this is. I guess when you're streaming 7 streams at once, it sort of consumes your bandwidth. Things go a little bit slower. It's sort of like dial-up. All right. It was Jasmine that sent a giant picture. Oh, it's about giving me more drakes. No, Jasmine, I'm trying to get rid of drakes, not get more of them. That is not a very good idea, Jasmine. I want to get rid of drakes, not get more of them. We had those ducks here with the flock. The from Metzers. They were really small birds. Really small, actually, compared to the Pekings. They're pretty duck, though. You know, the black with the sort of the fluorescent look. Oh. But it still doesn't solve my problem. I'm trying to get rid of drakes, not add to them right now. I'm like, you've got a problem because if you keep them with your girls, you're going to have a hard winter with them. It sounds like you're trying to transfer your problem to me. Get the ruined drakes. Well, you know, the ruined drakes crossed with Pekings make a nice little bird. That's where we got all our crossbreeds, and they actually have a really nice, tasty skin. I like the taste of them. I like the ruined skin. The ruined skin's the best. It is. It is. I don't. It's way better. The Pekings have nice meat, but the ruined skin is the tastiest. I like the ruined skin. I'm a ruined skin type of person. Oh, Doug has given up now. He's laying down. Jasmine's trying to load us up here on birds. It sounds like Jasmine has got too many birds, and she's thinking that I'm going to have a hole to fill. Oh, I'm going to go. My throat's getting sore. I find that, like I said, if I talk too much, I pay for it later a lot. Basically, I'm going to walk around the rest of the day in what you call it, in silence now to repair this little chat that I've had with you. The dog wants more treats. He's not getting any more. I'm going to say goodbye. I'll talk to you later. Okay. Well, I might not talk to you later. Who knows? We'll see what I'm doing here. Like I said, I'm not doing the best. Okay, he's clawing at me. Dog, you've already had enough treats. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye, folks.